Hi there, it's Sam. Uh, when we last were recording, I said I would do the rounding of corners and inking of the edges of the pages off screen, which I did. Right here, I'll show you a couple. Oops. Excuse me. So I rounded all the edges so everything fits, and just darkened them, rounded the corners and darkened the edges with the black soot Tim Holtz Distress ink. Now all I have to do is attach them. So we'll get right to that. Let's go to the back side because it's easier. Ignore my squeaky chair being a little obnoxious. So just open the binder so I can just drop them right in there as I go so I can keep them organized. Right off the edge. I apologize, my ATG is very squeaky critter. It always has been. You probably don't need to use as much tape as I do, but I worry that somewhere down the line it's going to fall off and make a mess of things, and I don't want that. Alright, so I'm just holding it up to the light to make sure there's no little tape bits sticking off the edges, which obviously you can't see that because the light's up there. Make sure that in between papering the sides that you punch the holes, or you could, if you're feeling ambitious, stick it, don't even punch the holes in the first place and then just punch them after, because this little hole punch here can handle, you know, the two mats and all of that baloney. Size-wise, it'll fit in here. I just, you know, apparently like to make life hard on myself, and not everybody has that hole punch, so. This one has a little slider right here, so you can, I don't know if you can see that, yeah, right there. You can adjust that to where you want the paper to stop when you put it in there, and then your holes are relatively lined up every time, so mine is set. And just make sure it's centered. This is a We Are Memory Keepers, I believe, 1/4 inch punch. It's like a regular hole punch almost, but it's got, I don't know if you can see those little teeth in there. See the little teeth in there? It's got really good hole punch. You can go through lots of layers. It's like the Big Bite, but a bigger punch. Safety tool. I use it for a couple of different reasons. You know, when I have a whole bunch of tags that I made and I need to punch holes in them, I do them all at once. Makes life easy. Doing this, you gotta make sure that you check it periodically because the adhesive on the backs of where you're punching the hole is gonna get the little dot stuck up in the where the teeth are. Sorry. That did not want to come out right. I've lost that little net that I had over there. Right row. Oh, there it is. I'll use those. I forgot which side was up. The ink side. There. I'm a bright girl today. These are just patterns. They don't have like a top and a bottom, so You don't need to worry about them too much, but when you get into like this next one's got words on it, you obviously have to make sure those are upside right. Facing up like they're supposed to be. Whatever. Right side up, upside right. Whatever. That they're upright. There you go. Alright. Then, again, make sure that there's no overlapping bits, and if there are, you just roll them back where they go. Alright. And make sure it's lined up left to right, side to side, the right way. This one, the inside pocket one, I want to put a little closer to the top just to, you know, so there's not so much gap there. Excuse me. I'm rubbing the edges down because it makes them look more finished. You don't have to if you don't want to. It's up to you. It is your project. And plop it in the book. This one here, I just see it's got the mismatched pieces on the bottom. It was just too short, so I just added an inch high little strip on the bottom, and I just attached it with a piece of tape. I don't know if you can see that shiny spot. Yeah, that is just a piece of packaging tape, basically, which is the closest tape that I had to me at the time. So again, just make sure when you do that, that any wording and things that have a top and bottom are up in the same direction. So that this is the top of the page, that's the bottom of the page. I did that a couple of times on here, and I'll show them to you in a minute. And make sure it's put onto the page in the right direction too. This is the back side of if you have your left and your right page, this is the back side of the one on the left. So that would be upright. Right side up, whichever. Oh, let me make sure my bit's rough. I got this very inexpensive refill tape for my ATG. And for whatever reason, when it comes off the end of the paper, it leaves little fuzzy bits, little hairs, basically. It's kind of annoying. But it was $2 something a roll compared to $9 a roll, so I got a bunch of them, of course. And it works the same, and it... Alright. And for our next trick. This paper is just houndstooth. Ooh, buggy on the eyeballs. So, no upside, no bottom side. Top side or bottom side, whatever. you're probably screaming, don't forget to punch your holes! I'll do it. Just remembered. Alright. Done. Punch the holes. And then, this is the mat for the pocket. And really good. Get this one last mat on here. For the sake of time, I did a few ahead of time, most of them ahead of time, and I prepped them to a certain degree so that you can still see the steps, but so that we don't have to watch me do every single one of them, because that would get obnoxious pretty quickly. Or not, I don't know. I just think I don't need to waste your time with that, because once you see it done a couple times, I mean, how hard is it to put tape on things? Right. If not, let me know in the comments. I'll answer. Alright, get these last holes in here. Okay. So, here's the first page. I obviously haven't closed off the pockets yet. I'm not going to go all the way because I don't want you to ruin the surprise here. Plain page, another pocket page, another plain page, and then we get into the next step, which is little tabs. The little tabs have, I was going to do them with brads, but the brads were too, I don't know, just not right. At any rate, I didn't like the way they looked, so you can maybe see that there's little, can't get the angle right here, there's little holes in them anyway, for where I punched the brad holes in them when I first made them, because, like I said, I was going to use brads, but I figured that the legs would be too up in the way and just not that great, and then I'd have to cut all the legs off in order to use them, and I figured, alright, we're going to skip that step and use something else. So instead of that, I used little teeny glue-on gemstones. I thought they looked kind of neat. So I am going to do this chunk of pages like that, and then you can see what I did. This way. Alright, these, I do not know the name of these little gemstones, it's just a bunch of them in a little pack. They're flat-sided, they just glue on, there's nothing special about them. They're plastic, but I like the way they look. I like them. Not usually much for bling, but, you know, even I have my moments. And then, where did it go? I just used glossy accents. Wrote myself a note so I wouldn't forget what I did. So, just glob some on a piece of paper. Probably don't even need half as much as I just put there. Yeah. See? And this is called a pick-me-up. It's a tool that has like sticky tack in the end, and it has this little piece that pops out that has a sharp point and a flat point to help you to get the things off the end when they're stuck on there. So, what I did with the other pages is I basically went through and looked to see which color most appropriately met the page that it was going on. And I set them out. This case leaves a lot to be desired, just saying. Because it sticks, and it wants to pop when you go around, and then they bounce out and make a big mess of everything. Alright, so I set these aside in order of the page. being gentle with it, not popping them all over the darn place. And on the pages like this, because there is no black or clear, on the pages that are black and white, I just pick a random color and stick it with it. So in this case, I'm going to use dark blue. And then the back side, purple. Because purple goes good with the orange. Okay. And then we've got blue and orange. So we'll do the light blue because it matches better with this blue. Or I could do green, I suppose, because this has green in it. Yeah, I think I'll do green. Because it's pretty. And then the back side. On the back side, we'll do the light blue. What was I going to do on this side? Orange? Orange. Orange it is. So why not, right? And then we're getting into the ones that are already done. Good to go. Alright, so first things first. First we need to put the tabs on the pages that are not done. Which would be just the first couple because I did most of them already. Okay. All I used was Scotch Quick Dry. No big deal. Nothing special. If you think of it ahead of time that you didn't do this part like I didn't, don't put the glue out that you're going to use to adhere your gems, just because it dries up. Right, so you're going to line it up about 1/4 of an inch from the top of the pocket. Only glue down one side at a time, so you can get all the excess and stuff off. And then take your bone folder, in my case, because I have holes, and mush the holes down. Alright, and then flip it over. You can take these out of the book if you want to do this, too, while doing this anyway. You don't have to. It's up to you. For doing the gems, I didn't, but when I did the original tabs, I did. It's a matter of preference. Whatever is easier. If it works easier that way for you, do it that way. Works this way, do it this way. Alright. And the next one. Actually, I only have one. That was 2. Okay. Smush it down. Smush down the holes. Make sure they're down really good. If you don't have holes, don't worry about it. Sometimes it's better to wait until you are 100% decided before you go punching holes in things. Alright. That's done. That one's already done. Right, so I can set these aside in case I figure out why I made so many of them. Put that away. Take that out of the way. Start back at the beginning again. Alright. 2 pieces to this contraption that just goes in the end. Alright. This has got the little rubber tippy thing on the end. Can you see that? I hope. Okay. What I usually do, because I'm that uncoordinated, go through and flip all these puppies over to the one side, to the so they're shiny side up, basically. Not as easy as it sounds, obviously, because I'm still fighting with the first one. These are just little cheesy tweezers. I don't even know where they came from. No brand name. This is concentrating work here. Can't talk and flip gems, apparently. Jeebus. Alright. Alright, so you stick it on the end there like that. Can you see it on there? And then you just dab it in the glue a little bit. There. Just a smidge. I'll zoom in on the next one so you can see it. And use this little pokey doodad to get it to come loose and to position it. Make sure it's in the right place. Alright, let me zoom in here.